on, I'll tilt up a little. Oops. Yeah. Yeah. Hello, people.
You recorded?
Yeah.
Hello, people.
Hello,
welcome
people.
back. It's been a while.
Been about almost 2 weeks.
Almost 2 weeks.
Tomorrow would make 2 weeks.
Naughty us. Nothing's been happening in between. No.
Nothing that we thought was vloggable.
No, nothing that was vloggable.
Yeah, nothing that we thought was vloggable. But at the same time, we've been doing a lot.
Yeah.
You know, Wife for Life have been doing a lot of drawing.
Yes.
You know, and I've been doing a lot of writing. You know, as you guys know, I do writing for a living, and my writing has opened up some new passages.
Yeah.
So I had to be writing more than I normally would.
And you've had a few meetings as well with people.
Yes, in regards to my writing.
Yeah.
So without putting much of what we call it,
Jinx.
a jinx to the prospects of the future where my writing is concerned, I won't say anything more than that. You know, but what else have we been doing? I've been growing my beard, as you guys know. I should have brought my comb out because
it's gonna be like Rick Ross.
Because it's actually added some length.
Yeah.
You know, it's actually added some length onto it. Anyway, we decided to do a vlog. This vlog has been pending for the longest.
Yeah.
You know, and
because the thing is, we get this question a lot.
Right.
People ask us this question a lot. People who live here in Switzerland and people that we know outside of Switzerland.
Right.
So we decided to cover this
question you
today.
know. The question is,
why
Switzerland.
did you move to Switzerland?
Yeah. Say it again. I think I interrupted you.
Okay. Why did you move to Switzerland?
Right. So people ask, why did we move to Switzerland? And only we're the only one that knows why we moved to Switzerland. So we're gonna answer that question today, and we're gonna make it a little bit more interesting by telling you the story that surrounds why we moved to Switzerland. And yeah. So without any further ado,
well, first, shall we? We've got 2 glasses of wine.
We've got 2 glasses of wine. We're wine lovers today. We're drinking
Doros.
Doros. Yeah. This is
What is it? It's a Spanish wine. French, it seems.
It sounds Spanish. Doros. Yeah.
Yeah.
Spain.
Yeah.
Spain. So it is a Spanish wine. Oh, the logo gave it away with the bull. You know. So we should have known that. So today we're drinking Doros.
So we'll have a little sip first.
Cheers to you guys out there. It's Saturday. I hope you're enjoying your weekend. Now, let's get into it. Where should we start? Okay.
Well, we should start in Jamaica.
Let's start at the recession.
Okay.
Yes. Let's start at the recession.
Yes, because we were living in England.
We were living in England, and we
2006, 2007.
2006, 2007. So let's start about there, right before the recession.
Yeah, because life was good for us, you know.
Life was.
We had a nice home in England.
Right.
We both drove cars. We had individual cars, so life was good. We ate out on the weekend. And
right.
Money was good, you know.
So
work was rife and money was good.
To paint the picture of how good life was for us.
Yeah.
We had 3 cars.
3 cars.
Yeah, we had 3 cars. We had a BMW.
Yeah.
3 Series, and we bought a S-Type Jaguar.
Yeah, and I had a Ford Focus.
And we also had a Ford Focus. So life was good. We could afford premium cars.
Exactly.
And we could eat out a lot, you know.
You know me, I love to shop, so
shopping was not a problem.
My wardrobe was to die for.
You know, our wish list didn't last very long. You know, just being wish list. You know, so what happened? The recession came. The gas prices hiked.
Right.
And
jobs were cut. Wages got lower.
Right. But most people will ask, then why Jamaica?
Yeah.
You know, well, outside of I must include my godfather in this.
Right.
You know, because outside of when the market fell, I was going through what you would call some emotional distress
Right.
at the same time. It was a combination of a passing of my godfather who lived in LA, and
The stress of work.
stress of work. I was gunning it at the time.
Yeah, because you were writing a book. Now this book is his
Right. I was writing my autobiography at the time.
Autobiography, sorry.
Yes.
And that's like 680-page book.
Yeah.
And it was about his life, obviously. So things were recalled and memories had to be remembered, and that kind of like led to his demise, where
Right.
he got panic attack.
Yeah, emotional distress. I think my book was stressing me out as I was writing it, because I had to relive some of the goriness, some of the ugliness. So, you know, to anyone out there who has a bad past or a rough patch and wants to put it in a book, you know, cautiously tread back down memory lane.
Yeah, and plus, because you were gunning at it and you were eating throughout the day, you were too focused, I thought, on this book, and you were just like, okay, drinking coffee and,
it was,
and things like that, and then just getting through the day on a cup of coffee. You know, and that was very bad.
And then, because like I said, business was going good, because I was also the head of a publishing house at the time, and I was in contact with all these bookstores, and then to manage the accounts and the booking and everything. And then when my godfather passed away, that just took a toll on me. You know, and I went to the emergency room like about 11 times in 1 week. You know, I thought I was dying. And then when we got to the hospital, you know, I was diagnosed with having panic attacks.
As his girlfriend at the time.
Right.
You know, we were together because, you know, we had Jay and things. So we were together, but we weren't married yet. We didn't seal the deal.
Right.
So, you know, I was worried and I didn't know what to tell him, or, you know, so that was the situation that we were in at that time.
She took a lot of time off work to be with me, you know, to make sure that I was back, was getting through the day. So the final straw, and advice from the doctor was, you know, you have to kind of de-stress yourself by, you know, stop being so busy. You need rest and everything. And we just thought, you know what, let's go to Jamaica. You know, Jamaica was like the obvious choice at the time. One, because we had money, so if we went to Jamaica, we could live without working.
Exactly.
You know, so
we had savings.
Right, so that was the advantage.
And plus Jay was what, 5 years old?
Jay was about
6 years old.
5, 6.
And there's nothing that he was going to
miss anyway. So, to make a long story short, we packed up and we moved to Jamaica. Jay was in Jamaica with us. So Jay actually became a yachty boy. He went to school in Jamaica.
And his khaki suits and everything.
You know, when we first went to Jamaica, we moved to Mandeville. And we had a decent home in Mandeville, and Jay attended Bel Air. It was like a school for expat children. So it was perfect for him.
It was a prestige school.
Yes, it was. American students, British students. So he didn't really get sent into the thick of it, you know. But so Jay got enrolled in school. Okay.
And then what did we do? We just rested.
We rested. We
we just sat up. Sometimes we'd go to the beach. Sometimes we'd sit on the balcony and sit outside. And
it was a year and a half of rest, you know. And to make that story short, so we stayed 18 months in Jamaica, and then we decided that it was time to leave Jamaica. You know,
and we actually got married in the midst.
Oh, we got married in the midst of it, right? You know, so
don't forget that.
So we were enjoying our life. We were taking our weekends to, where we lived very well in Jamaica, but our home lacked a swimming pool.
Right.
Even though we lived about 5-10 minutes from the beach, you know, sometimes it's nice to have a swimming pool. So there were like little hotels near us. You know, they had swimming pools, so we'd book that for the weekend or whatever and enjoy the weekend. So we enjoyed ourselves while we were in Jamaica, you know. And we got married there, you know, while we were there. Marriage was always in the making, and Jamaica was always the targeted place of getting married, you know. So those actually played out. It just kind of played out differently than we had planned, you know. But to no regret, we're happy the way it worked out.
Yeah.
So we got married in Jamaica. That was one of our high points in Jamaica, other than resting.
Yeah. And then he kind of like felt, you know what, I'm feeling a little bit better. I'm feeling much better. And towards the end of leaving Jamaica, he was feeling I'd say about 85%.
Yeah, I bounced back about 85%. And not to forget that while I was in Jamaica, I did, you know, not full on, but opportunity came up, so I did administer business while I was there. So it was an opportunity to make money. So we did it. It wasn't as pressuring as like how we would do in England. So I did publish 2 individuals while living in Jamaica. So I would say Wife for Life was my 24-hour nurse at the time. You know, brought me back around, and after about a year and a half, we thought, we should do more with our life. Jamaica was expensive.
Yeah.
I mean, we were losing. We went with our savings, but we would have liked to have our savings. Nobody really wants to lose
have our
money.
savings and also earn money
while we're there, and we were losing more money than we were earning.
Keeping,
Right.
So
the decision came to migrate, and
that was a decision. We didn't want to go. Well, I didn't particularly want to go back to England, even though I was born in England. I'm British, blah blah blah. I didn't feel that it was somewhere that we should go back to, you know, because people were still reeling from the recession. It was only like a year and a half.
Got that dog. I don't want him to mess up that vocal. Anyway, go ahead.
So,
hold on.
Where am I going to start from?
No, you can start from there. I'm just saying we're outside on the balcony. Did we say that?
No. I don't think so.
We're outside on the balcony. It's about 75, 80 degrees today, so we decided let's do that.
So all the airplanes, people talking, dogs barking. Sorry about that. But
okay, I'm giving it to you as real as possible. We're going to try not to edit this. So, as you were saying, you didn't want to go back to England.
I didn't want to go back to England. I have my differences with England and my do's and don'ts and my likes and not likes of England. Even though I was born there, first world country and everything, but I thought, no, let's do somewhere else. Let's try somewhere else.
Plus, business-wise, we believe we had gotten to the pinnacle of England. I don't think we could have gotten any higher financially, you know. So I was all for trying a new country as well. You know, we felt as if we had exhausted the UK.
So we did actually spin a globe. We had a globe.
We had a globe.
We bought a globe at
Jamaica.
And we actually spun a globe. So we both had our eyes closed. We try to be as fair as possible. And wherever our finger landed, that's where we were gonna move to. A very bold move.
Right.
And we came, was it Barbados first?
Bahamas. We came up on the Bahamas.
Yeah, and we thought, that's too much like Jamaica. So,
right.
You know.
So we did a second spinning. Yeah.
And then we came across
Switzerland. Switzerland was our second spin.
Yeah.
And we thought it was destined because on the globe, Switzerland is not a big.
No, it's very tiny.
It's a very tiny place. You know, a finger probably could cover it.
Yeah.
You know, and then when we ask ourselves, where is Switzerland?
Yeah.
And based upon films that we've seen, you know.
Main city, what they always talk about.
Zurich is what most people talked about. You know, so we decided we're going to go to Zurich. You know, we did do Wiki, but back then Wiki wasn't as informative as it is today.
Yeah, because there was like a website that we went on for Swiss expats or people who wanted to move to Switzerland.
Yeah.
They says that they spoke English there, and that's pretty much all we've seen really.
So
we just took it for granted that English-speaking country, or they spoke English there.
we didn't get the full details on Switzerland. So we decided to move to Switzerland, and from the day we decided to move to Switzerland to the day we actually flew out of Jamaica, it was within a month. About a month.
Yeah, so, because we decided to sell all our furniture and things
everything
that we had
in Jamaica. Yeah, and
make a clean start in Switzerland.
And we sold everything, and interestingly, everything went fast.
Yeah, within about 3 days.
Yeah, all the things that we were selling.
Yeah. So we felt like that it was meant to be.
Yeah, we saw it as a sign.
Yeah. Obviously, we did have a few reservations. Who wouldn't? You know, but we felt at ease that it's Europe, so.
Yeah, let's go.
Let's go.
You know, so we left Jamaica, and it was about a 19-hour flight.
Yeah.
Because we flew from Jamaica to Curacao. And from Curacao to the Netherlands, and from the Netherlands to Zurich, Switzerland. And by the time we got to Zurich, Switzerland, it was 19 hours later.
Yeah.
And we had a reservation at a hotel.
Yeah.
And so we booked a hotel for like a week, and we were staying at the hotel. But we didn't like the hotel.
No.
The hotel name was more grand.
Yes.
Than the hotel.
It was called the Chrome.
Yeah, and it sounds very grand. And from the pictures we saw, we thought, okay, this is good. Yeah. But when we got there, it was not up to our standard.
Because the hotel was in the middle of the old town in Zurich, what they call the old town.
Right.
So a lot of the old fixtures and fittings were still there. They had this unique key system.
It was an actual key, you know, that you had to use to go into the hotel.
So a lot of the old fixtures and fittings were there, so the rooms didn't feel so comfortable to me anyway.
And we left, and we actually left what we thought was a cheap hotel, which was Easy Hotel that we went. But actually, Easy Hotel was way more comfortable.
It was way more comfortable, a little bit more expensive.
Yeah.
A little bit more, a few francs more than the
And that's how we came to Zurich.
Yeah.
So we came to Zurich on fate. We spun a glove. And we got to Zurich.
Exactly.
Any more questions you guys would like to ask about Switzerland? All right, let's fit this in.
Yeah, because we have to say that was our first time there.
That's our first time in Switzerland.
In Switzerland that long.
Right. This was our first time. Yeah. So let's fit in how we got established. Right. So while we were staying at Easy Hotel, we decided to venture outside to see what the city was all about.
And we also quickly realized that English was not the major language in Switzerland.
Right. We learned that from the airport.
Yeah.
You know, the minute we landed, we realized that English is not, it's not the tongue here. So, what we did next? So we went on the street and we bought a book, a little dictionary. Right. And this translator kind of told you how to, learn simple words, simple phrases. So one of the first phrases we learned was, "Do you speak English?" Which is in German, "Sprechen Sie English?" Yeah. And so that was our passport for a minute. We were walking up a street which was not so far from our hotel, and we saw this black guy coming towards us, and we just thought to ourselves, he's black, he must speak English, But out of respect for the German language, I asked him in German, "Do you speak English?" So he says, "Of course I speak English. I'm from Cameroon," And that was our first friend, first encounter of a person that we met, and we kind of told him that we've moved to Switzerland and we're here in Switzerland, and we plan to stay in Switzerland.
We don't know the language and we're looking for somewhere to live.
So he was like, you know, where are you guys staying at the moment? So I said, oh, we're staying at a hotel. And he says, if you don't mind me asking, how much is it that you're paying per day? And I said, I think we're paying 120. And he was like, oh, that's too much money to be spending per day. So he says, I have a proposition for you, you know, because you plan to live here. So I was like, yeah, we plan to live here. He's like, well, I've got an apartment, but I don't really stay there because I have a girlfriend and I stays with her, so my apartment just stays dormant. So he was like, give me what you would pay for a week and you can stay at my apartment for as long as you want until you guys figure out. So we couldn't get a sweeter deal like that.
Exactly.
So my man Golden, if you should ever come across this vlog, shout out to you, and much love and much respect. Unfortunately, we lost touch with Golden over the years, but we'll say how, because we went back to England. You know, and this was before phones and WhatsApp and all this was around.
So we did actually in the end get an apartment.
Right.
It was about, say, 3 months of living here. 2 months, maybe. About 2 months of living here.
Let's not jump ahead. Let's say we stayed at Golden. You know, and Golden kind of explained to us that
the system.
You know, he explained the system to us. He kind of says it's not like England. It's not like the USA. You can't just move here and live in an apartment. You know, you have to be registered with the government, and people and the government has to know that who you are here, and so on and so forth. So he encouraged us to go to the immigration office, which wasn't far. Fortunately, it was only like 10 minutes up the road from his place. So we went there and we explained ourselves to the immigration, and they kind of told us the requirement. You know, we need a job, we need our own place, and so on and so forth. But if you guys are more interested in that side of it, we'll get into that side of it. But pretty much, that's how we came to Switzerland the first time. We stayed a year. We would say Switzerland, and the language defeated us.
It did, very much so.
It did. So we
decided to go back to England in the end.
We went back to England after living in Switzerland for about a year. You know, it was tough. It was, the first year was tough, not knowing anyone here, not understanding the language. It was really tough. You know, I mean, we did get ourselves an apartment, and we did, in order for us to get sorted, our savings wasn't good enough. Having money in the bank wasn't good enough. You'd have to actually have a job, you know. So we met some good people along the way. We met African twins that gave her first job, and they were from Africa, somewhere in Africa. I can't remember. And then I got my first job at Domino Pizza. My man Leo, if you're watching, shout out to Leo. I mean, you know, Leo and I, we're still great friends with Leo until today, which is 10 years later. You know, so you never forget the bridges that help you to cross. You know, so that's how we came to Switzerland, you know, spin the globe. We had to learn the rough way. I mean, I remember the first time we went to get some cooking oil. Yeah, the first time we went to get some cooking oil, because Golden didn't live so far from the supermarket, so we went down there.
Went downstairs.
And the supermarket was there. And I remember that we stood in the aisle for about
a few minutes.
It was a while trying to figure out if this thing was oil, you know. And we kind of gambled, and this bottle, I mean, we tried to read it, we sniffed it. There was no smell, so
we couldn't smell it.
No, and we both agreed that it was oil. You know, after shaking it up and everything, we agreed that it was coconut oil. Maybe there's a I was thinking maybe there's an aroma or something to that effect, but there was nothing. You know, so we gambled, we voted. She convinced me, I convinced her that it was oil. And when we got to the apartment and we poured it,
was going to fry something. What was we going to fry? Some meat or something?
Some meat we was going to fry, and then we found out that it was vinegar. So that was hilarious. And that was one of our most hilarious experience, not understanding the language.
Exactly.
The next hilarious experience we had was when we were supposed to find an apartment, but because she was studying the book, she kind of knew what room meant.
Yeah.
And we did see a sign that says...
Yeah, because in the supermarkets, people post up little signs to say apartment for rent, or if they're selling a car or a wardrobe or something.
Right.
So we had to look at that and thought,
so there was something being offered. Well, we didn't know if someone was looking for a place to stay or someone was offering a place.
We just seen the word, which is room, which is Zimmer.
Yeah. And
so
we called, and when we called, that was another story because the language barrier. Yeah. But you know, that was it. So we decided to share that little bit with you guys today.
Yeah. So you heard us say that we were there for a year, and then we went back to England.
Well,
we were in England for 3 years.
We were in England for 3 years.
And then we came back to Switzerland.
We came back to Switzerland because we were in England, and even though we spoke the language in England and we understood England and we've lived there before for years, what we painfully realized that, because when we initially left England, we didn't leave England when the recession was affecting England. We left England when the recession hit, but before England started feeling the aftermath of the market. So when we moved back to England now, we actually went in the midst of the struggle. You know, England was still trying to get back on its feet. And
we felt it.
Well, we felt it harsh.
I had 2 jobs.
We felt it really bad because it was bad where she had 2 jobs. I had an office around the corner from the house. We were paying rent for this place, but we were making no money. So we decided, listen, we got to shut it down.
Exactly.
You know, and so that's pretty much it. We moved back to Switzerland, and we've been here now.
Almost 6 years.
Almost 6 years. Wow. We went back to the evil we know. So you know, it must have to be really hard when we decided to face the language that initially deterred us from staying here in the first place.
I mean, 6 years on, we're still not brilliant.
We're not fluent in German, but
we would say Jay is more fluent because he's at school.
Yeah, but
you know, we get by.
We get by. I would consider us medium.
Yeah.
You know,
medium to
medium, a little bit above medium. You know, we can converse with someone in German and they can understand. And if someone should speak to us in fluent German, we understand what they're saying. So it's not so bad. So credits to us. You know, so cheers to that.
Cheers.
So, guys.
Yeah. Any other questions or anything that you want to know about Switzerland, even the culture or anything?
Just ask us how we managed to get where we are at the moment.
Exactly.
And before we close out, I want to say thanks to our subscribers. We're up to 151. And post notification shout out to my new subscriber and friend Sebastian Soto.
Hey Sebastian.
Looking forward to seeing you soon, Sebastian.
So you'll be in one of these vlogs.
Definitely.
So whoever of you subscribers who want to meet us or come visit us, you're gonna be in a vlog.
You're gonna be in a vlog. It's what we do. And we are also looking forward to go to our holiday. Our holidays coming up.
Holidays in what, 3 months?
Yes.
Yeah.
And I did say to these guys, we did say, anybody that guess where we're going, we will definitely
bring a souvenir.
Nothing cheap either, because if you guess it, we believe you deserve something substantial. Okay, so that's it for now. Don't want to drag this vlog out because I plan not to edit it.
Oh, okay.
It's gonna be a raw vlog, you know. So, until next time.
Ciao for now.
Ciao for now.